Do you ever find yourself sometimes where your day just seems to be going really, really bad and everything that you touch, everything you try to do just turns out crappy? Or maybe you're around a certain person and something in them is triggering something in you that's making you to respond in maybe a negative way, mean, or makes you just feel extremely uncomfortable being around that person. Usually, what's happening, if you got something that's your day's going wrong, everything's going bad, usually that has something to do with how your day started. But how your day started may have something to do with something underlying that's coming up, and maybe that routine in your morning is triggering it. Or maybe that feeling that you get when you're around another person is triggering something that has nothing to do with that person, but it has something to do with something that's inside you. More than likely, what's going on is this is probably an emotion that got suppressed somewhere when you were younger. It could have been any time in life. It could have been something that came up with in the mother's womb. It could be something that came up at home, around family. It could happen at school, in church, um, something that you're watching on TV. But something triggered something in you. And usually, when you think it's the first time, it's not the first time. There's something that's probably from very young age that's causing it to be triggered. But you'll notice that there's certain like sounds or tones of voices or words or a song, and something happens inside you that you don't understand why, but you don't seem to have any control over that. That's probably something that's rooted from childhood. Somebody said something to you that didn't feel good, hurt your feelings, embarrassed you, humiliated, made you angry, and you couldn't say you were angry. Um, there's a lot of things that could have happened, but a lot of us are raised to believe that it's not okay to show emotions. It's a sign of weakness, a sign of being powerless. But really, how much more power can there be than being able to express what you really feel? But when you're taught that, you go through life pushing those down. Okay, this is a situation that this person's really making me angry. I want to hit them, but it's not okay to hit them. So I got to suppress this anger so I'm not tempted to hit them, which, wanting to hit them could be a whole nother thing, in your upbringing as well. Maybe you witnessed that. Maybe you got spanked, and maybe you were taught that if you need to get your way with somebody or somebody does something wrong that you feel is wrong, that it's okay to hurt them in some way, physically, mentally, emotionally, in some way, if it makes you feel better. But really, are you making yourself feel better, or are you just pretending like you feel better because you got to express that anger and let out something that was bottled up inside you, maybe bitterness, anger, resentment? There's a lot of things that we can be carrying around and pushed down. But when we're taught that, what happens is these emotions, they start piling up with like emotions, and they travel to the same places and kind of store together and create balls of energy. And what happens with those balls of energies, that they can end up getting worse and out of control. And what happens is, in time, you're going to start feeling a physical pain in your body. Not only are these things going to be suppressed and triggered by certain things, but you're going to feel physical pain eventually in your body that can lead to diseases, illnesses, things more severe when they're not treated. And this is overflow of suppressed emotions is usually what's happening. And now, in some places like San Diego, they're treating pain and different things by using some of the processes that I use. And they assume that in most cases, when they can't find a physical reason for a pain in somebody's body, that it must be emotional, which means that there's something in us that keeps being triggered by something, and our body is showing it to us through the physical pain. So I'm going to show you one way would be the starting of getting rid of that physical pain. And that would be when it comes up, point to where you feel it in your body, reach out, and there's a picture floating somewhere around you that goes with that. And first impression, just go to the place where you first feel it. And you can tell that it's there because it'll get stronger when you move your hand around in that area. That feeling in the wherever it's at will get stronger. Okay, so if you can't see the picture, you can kind of feel out the pain of it, the size of it. Now, once you've done that, just put a big, thick black frame around that picture. Okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to imagine that it's an old black and white TV. Some of you may be too young to remember that, but use your imagination. Old black and white TV that's got all the little knobs on the bottom instead of a remote control. Reach down and find the contrast knob. Move it all the way over to the right and white that out. See how that feels. Move it all the way to the left, black it out, and see how that feels. Now put it on whichever area feels the most comfortable to work with. There may be a shade in between, a color, that you want to put in that screen instead, and that is perfectly okay. So once you got it on there, imagine that your dominant hand and your index finger is a gold flowing marker that has endless, beautiful, glowing, golden ink flowing from it. And just put it up on that canvas. And the canvas will scroll. You won't run out of room. And just start to write. If you know what to write, great. If you don't know what to write, just keep allowing your hand to just keep running across there and writing all the lessons that you need to learn from this experience. It may take you 5 minutes. It may take you 45 minutes. It's okay. If you hear noises in the background, don't be disturbed by them. I'm on the mountain, so there's a lot of people up here enjoying this beautiful day, Southern Oregon. Just keep writing and writing and writing and writing. And if you need to come back to this video, do it again, then do that. And once you've got that down, some people, like I said, may take 45 minutes or more. So once you've got that done, and you know there's nothing else that you need to learn from this experience, and you feel that you got all the lessons, just start to shrink it down from top to bottom, side to side. Press it all the way down till it's in the palm of your hands like a quarter. Now you're going to lift that up, and you're just going to throw it all the way behind you. And like a nail gun nails a board to the wall, it's nailed back there for life. And what's back there behind you, and your neurology believes, is done, over with. It doesn't need to search for anything. Okay? Now, if this comes up again, what I want you to do, if there's still something there, color breathe it. Ask yourself, higher self, for a color, a frequency of colors, or feeling, or word, or symbol, whatever it might be, that could dissolve whatever's left of that. What would that be? And first impression, whatever comes up, imagine a big ball, that color or frequency above your head, and that color starts to grow and expand. It expands all the way across the ceiling, down the walls, and across the floor, and it starts to fill in all the space in between in that room. And now that it's filled up, it starts to fill you up from top to bottom like a water bottle fills up with water, like a balloon fills up with helium. It starts flowing through your veins, through every cell of your body. Start to breathe that energy in. Just keep breathing it in and breathe it into that area, that problem area. And just keep breathing it in, breathing it in. Just let it flow through your body. Notice that. Notice the change. Notice how it feels. Notice as it flows through your body. Maybe you see the color changing as it flows through your body. Those are every part of your cells, your atoms, your molecules, all the way deep down at that cellular level. And as it flows through your body, you notice that that feeling starts to dissipate, and it starts to go away and away and away, and it gets lessen and lessen and lessen. Now that you know that that's gone, when you know that you got it, you breathe all that energy in and you dissolved all that feeling. Now I want to ask yourself, what do you want instead? What would you rather have instead of that feeling that you had? Think of that now. Imagine there's a color of energy connected to that feeling of that thing that you'd rather have instead. Imagine a big color of that ball of energy floating above you. And it gets bigger and bigger, and it starts to flow down through your body. Start to breathe that color of energy in. Just breathe it in, filling in all that space. Keep filling it in, filling it in. Just breathe it into that empty space that you just cleared out. Keep breathing it in. As you breathe it in, notice how it feels when it starts to spread through your body and starts to fill in that space. Notice the change. Notice the positive energy that starts to build up, that feeling that feels so good as you fill up with that positive energy of that thing that you wanted instead. Just keep letting it fill up that space. Doing a great job. Just keep breathing all that energy in, filling up all that space. Doing a great job. Great job. And when you've breathed all that energy in and you feel all that space filled in and you can feel the positive changes, the positive impact of that wonderful thing that you replaced it with, that feeling of that filling and flowing through your entire body. Notice the change. Allow it to happen. Allow it to process, and it'll continue to process for you. No worries about that. Doing a great job. Alright, good. Good job. And if you find that anything else is left in there, just point to where you feel it. Pull all that remaining energy that's left out of there and just spin it whatever direction that starts making it feel better. And then just spin it faster and faster and faster until it's spinning so fast on its own and you know that you got it. Then just grab that energy and push it back into that place that you pulled it out of. And that should finish it off. And if for some reason you've missed something along the way, continue this process starting with the magic frame, then the color breathing, and then fill in that space with the positive energy. And if something comes back up again, pull it out and spin it and put it back in. And notice the change. Notice how it feels. Notice that it's gone. Great job. Well, thanks for watching me. I'm Renee Betterton with Life Solutions Transformation. And you've been watching another healing video from me. Find me on Facebook, Renee Betterton, or on Instagram under Life Solutions Transformations. And every Tuesday you can catch me on Facebook Live from my home page of Renee Betterton. And I'll be doing coaching and healing throughout my show, Tap In Tuesdays with Renee, the Healing Show, every Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If for some reason I don't do it that week, it's because I got some kind of family event or some kind of event coming up that I'm doing instead, and I'm unable to make it. And a lot of times I will come back and do a makeup show for you that week to make sure you get the best results possible and you can keep moving forward with your healing. It's totally free, totally for you, and make use of it, enjoy it, and notice the results every time you do more healing. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, the rest of your week. I'm Renee Betterton of Life Solutions Transformations, and you've been watching a short clip on some healing just for you.